Reseller Clickbait Podcast, episode 20.
We made it to 20. We
We
had some
did.
comments about getting to 19, and we made it to 20.
We did. Well, actually, there was one comment that if we made it to two more shows, we could, legally drink or something like that.
Yeah,
Just think two more episodes and you'll be able to drink alcohol legally.
I've
So,
been doing that my whole life.
got that going for us.
Lord knows I'm too young for that. So we got a new segment in the show. It's going to be a quick hitting segment because we know not everybody is a football fan, but I want to go into this right away because I got a little bit of bragging to do.
Well, and it's
Football.
It's reseller related.
It is reseller related. So even if you don't like football or you don't really care, it's fun to hear what reselling YouTuber won or lost over the weekend. And so that's what we're going to do. We have a league. We have some people you may or may not know in the league. And we're going to say who won and who lost. I'll do that part. And then Ken is going to tell us the standings. And you guys can go ahead and just mark me in at 1 for the year. Just put me up there right now. And you can leave that there. That can just stay there.
I'm just shooting to make the playoffs right now. That's it. Playoffs?
6 teams will make
playoffs.
We're talking about. Well, that's practice.
Talking about playoffs?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's Jim Mora, right?
Yeah, and it was the playoffs.
Just into my head.
Man, the football knowledge that this guy has right here, it's just that's why he's right near the top in the fantasy league.
That is why. And some of the things me and Ken talk about behind the scenes, I was basically right about everything. I hate to say it.
I would have fared a little better had I started, but I'm a grown man, Jimmy.
You can make your own decisions.
I can make my own decisions, albeit, I failed miserably when I lost to Mike AM Pickers, but I was doing a little bit of math. I think I still would have lost, but I would have been a little bit closer. I wouldn't have been shamed. So, this is my inaugural, my premiere, my first time I've been in a fantasy football league. I'm a big football fan, and I'm always watching the games, and I have some bets with some other friends that we do, and it's usually a win-loss over-under sort of thing. And but man, this is just super exciting it's a whole new way to watch a football game, and I'm just I'm just into these stats and
this is written in the rules of fantasy football.
Okay.
It says it's okay to be a homer unless your team is the Cleveland Browns. Then it's not okay to be a homer, and that's what got Ken. He's a homer, and he picked some Browns players.
Well,
and that could prove to be costly.
At the time, it seemed like a really good idea, but so we'll see.
We're not going to talk about football too much because it's not everybody's thing. But I'm going to break down the scores real quick. I'm going to tell the scores, like what the totals were and who won and who lost. So the first game, we're going to talk about this guy right over. Which way is he? That way. This guy right here. We're going to talk about his game against AM Pickers Mike.
Yes.
And it was close up until late on Sunday. Then it just got out of control. Mike won that game 120 points, 120.96 to Ken's 97.32. So Mike takes that first game.
When you got AJ Dillon and he's sitting on the bench, there's a problem.
That's rough. Next
managerial skills.
Tim over the years versus Chris Cajun Reseller. Tim takes this game in a pretty tight game, 114.60 to 95.62. So pretty close game there.
Yeah. Hey, see, I'm going to throw a shout out here though, while you're talking about that. If you want some good fantasy information, much better than what Jimmy gives out, you got to check out Authentic and the Beard.
Yes.
They do. That's Tim over the years and is the Beard, and his buddy Authentic is they do a great podcast about, it's like a not really a podcast, or It might be.
It's
I don't
like
know.
a live. It's like a live show. It's like amazing.
Yeah.
And there's multiple shows throughout the week. So go over to their channel and subscribe. I'll link it down below. Keep going.
Yes.
But it's they do a fantasy show. They do a preview show. They do a recap show. So
I'm tuning in the week that I play Tim. Get that strategy down. Okay, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry.
So next we got Joe Deals,
in the beard.
who's in the chats all the time. Joe Deals versus Dustin from Nashville Flippers.
Aha.
Dustin takes this game. He's got 110.36 to Joe Deals 97.18. So Dustin takes that one. Next up, two big names in the reselling social media community. We got John, the Cincinnati Picker, versus Kerry, American Arbitrage, and this was not even a game. John takes this one big time, 132.12 to 87.3. Kerry, what's going on, bud? Not even close.
That was a
butt whipping.
Now
this was the best game of the weekend right here. High scoring. We got Eric OBX Picker. Eric had 145.22 and he just squeaked out a win over Ray from Nashville Flippers, who had 137.30. Those two guys win almost every other team they would play against any other team. They actually win every game.
Yes.
If Ray would have played anybody else in the league, he would have won, but he ran into the buzzsaw.
It was a barn burner, as they say.
And then the last game, my game, was somewhat close up until Monday night because I played the homer and I had some Broncos players. I played Chris Chernock's Connections. I won the game. I had 129.5 to his 91.08. So that's who won and lost this week. Again, not going to spend too much time on it. Ken, give us a list of the teams that are 1-0 again, and then the teams that are 0-1, and we'll keep you updated on the standings throughout the year.
The 1-0 teams in the Send In the Picker Fantasy Football League.
Send in the picker.
We've got at 1-0. We've got the OBX Tecmo Masters. That is Eric OBX. We got the Cincinnati Trash Pandas.
That's
with John. We got Old School Flips. Hey, that was pretty original there.
Where did I come up with that one?
And we got AM Pickers Mike. We got Tim, the Young and the Sweatless.
That's based off of two Commanders players. Are they not the Commanders? Are they the Commanders?
Yes. Yeah. The Washington Commanders, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know them.
And Drop Shipper Inc.
Which is Dustin.
And then the 0-1 teams down at the bottom. We got the Nashville INAD. That is Ray. We got Chernock's Connection. We got Las Vegas Plus Shipping, which is Kerry, American Arbitrage. We've got Joe Deals, Chris Cajun Reseller, and yours truly. You know, here's the way I figure it. 13-1 is still going to be respectable.
Yeah, but you got to play me still. You still got to play me.
I still got to play you. So, you know, you can be 1-13 or what? No, wait.
No, 13-1.
13-1. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician.
We talked about this before. We're not doing any math on this show. We discussed
That's right.
Because we were talking about the shipping changes. And we were like, we're not doing any math on this show. Come on.
I need to make a little, like a cool graphic, like a sweeper or an intro for this. I'm gonna work on that next week. This segment right here is gonna have a really cool graphic at the beginning, and we'll rip through this real quick. But anyway,
you may not talk to me after I say this, but we might get that intro by week 12. We will see that. I'm calling.
Hey,
what's the over under on Wednesday?
I was gonna say, what's the over under on that?
Yeah, he might not talk to me after this show. He's probably going to leave right away. But
I started to work on it today, but then my folks got new furniture today. I live right next door to my folks, and all of a sudden Ken's lugging love seats and couches in and out of the house, and so
the company doesn't do that for them, like the that they bought, or did they buy them like?
They bought them, yeah, at a store, and they had to go, pick them up. And
Oh, I gotcha.
but
they didn't have a delivery truck and.
No, they probably did.
Yeah.
But my folks are cheap like me. Where do you think I got it?
Next door. What the heck?
I think my dad actually negotiated. He was in there trying to haggle a price on a couch and a love seat.
That's great. That's
so
awesome.
I come by it honestly.
They're like, sir, this isn't a thrift store. This isn't a yard sale. I mean, we don't it's a set price, sir. Well, I've been meaning to. We could work something out. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I think. And then he lowballed him, because that's. I'll take that $1,500 worth of furniture, and what do you think about 600?
Yeah, I'll give you $650.
Yeah, and then when they countered it.
When they countered
came back at 625. Yeah.
So this is we don't negotiate here at the number one. We're like out here it's American Furniture Warehouse. We don't negotiate here at American Furniture Warehouse. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I like the furniture commercials where they just yell at you the whole time.
Those are great. That's what we're gonna. That's actually how we're gonna start doing the podcast. We're just gonna
sofa sets from $300.
We're not even gonna
bring your truck, pick it up right at the warehouse.
The podcast.
I didn't want to scream into the mic.
That's gonna be the new format. We're just gonna yell stuff, trying to get you to watch the podcast or listen to the podcast. We're not gonna actually.
We'll start out the show with a big, hello, my baby, hello, my darling. Take it, Jimmy.
What is he? I don't know that whole song.
Hello, my ragtime gal.
Okay, that part.
We'll have a whole vaudeville format on the show from now on. Hey, Jimmy, did you hear the one about
the who whatville?
The vaudeville.
Whoville? Like Horton Hears a Who?
Horton Hears a vaudeville. Wait.
What the heck's what's a vaudeville?
You don't know? Okay, you don't know what vaudeville is? Vaudeville is like the old time stage shows like Bob Hope and Burns and Allen and Milton Berle.
Milton Berle.
Like the Three Stooges, they started out as like a vaudeville act, on stage doing their little act, doing their skits. And that's
like the whole Who's on First?
Yes.
Did I get it
Abbott
right?
and Costello.
Abbott and Costello.
So that was a good guess. I figure probably Kevin Commonwealth is probably the only one that would really understand what vaudeville is.
I'm sure he loves that Who's on First bit. With his age, and I know I'm older than him, and him being a baseball fan, I'm sure he loves Who's on First.
That is a classic bit. That the comedy that those two guys had together, the timing that they put into that was just perfect. It could be the greatest comedy bit ever.
We're gonna find out in the comments below.
Yes.
How many of you heard of Who's on First comedy bit? We're gonna see if it could stand the test of time and people still know it. I know why I know it because my dad loved it.
It was
somebody that's 32, 25. Do they know what that is? I don't know.
Might not, but it's check it out. Who's on First? Abbott and Costello, but
if you have not, it's worth checking out.
It is. It's a great bit.
So man, so we talked about I talked for a second about not doing math and the shipping changes, and we're going to talk about the fourth quarter today for sure. Is there anything else that you want to talk about, like because of the fourth quarter, yard sales are starting to wind down?
Well, you know what else comes up in the fourth quarter?
What?
Is apple cider. It's apple cider season coming up.
Are you making stuff up right now?
I'm not. I love apple cider. That's the only thing good about fall, because basically fall is a setup for winter. And we've talked about how I hate the cold. But, oh, man, I had some fresh apple cider the other day. We have a local orchard here, and they press it themselves. And it was amazing. Now, here's something you're probably going to think is weird. One of my favorite things this time of the season is usually my cup here SSKPromo cup is filled with Coke Zero,
Coke.
but a half and half of apple cider and Coke Zero. That's the taste of fall right there.
I love apple cider. I actually really enjoy, like, if I do decide to have an alcoholic beverage, it's going to be a hard cider, like a hard apple cider, a hard berry cider. So I absolutely love apple cider during the holiday season. So I'm there with you. I got you now. I don't like pumpkin spice, and I don't like pumpkin, and that's not for me.
Pumpkin spice has been ran in the ground. I'm probably offending a whole bunch of people right now talking about their pumpkin spice.
I literally have never liked pumpkin spice or pumpkin pie. I don't like it at all, actually. Like, I don't enjoy it. Here we go. Comment down below. Let me know how un-American, anti-holiday I am, but I've never liked pumpkin pie. Actually,
I could go the rest of my life without another piece of pumpkin pie. Now, however, a custard pie, a good custard pie. Ooh.
What kind of?
My dad makes some custard pie.
I was out there in Ohio.
Yeah. Yes.
I didn't get any apple cider. I didn't get any custard. And I did have some amazing macaroni salad, but I didn't get any custard pie or apple cider.
Well, that's a good reason to come back in the fall.
I'll come back out there next week, except for that I'm in Vegas, man.
Well, we've got some. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to ask you what days you're going. We don't have to discuss that today, but if you know,
tell me what you guys think below. Sonia thinks I should go to the remix.
Okay.
She thinks I would have a blast. A lot of people I know will be there.
Yes.
So now I'm on the fence about buying a ticket. I think there's still some available. Buying a ticket and going to the reseller remix, which would mean I would be there from the 10th all the way through the next weekend, which would be a long time there.
Monday the 10th
through Sunday, so almost a full week.
Yeah.
Because I got things planned for Friday and Saturday already.
On Friday the 14th and Saturday the 15th?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that after the show.
Yeah,
because people probably aren't really interested in your travel plans.
However, he really did right there. He dodged the whole custard and apple cider.
Oh no, yeah, custard pie. You come out here. I'll have my dad make you a custard pie. You come this way in the fall, and we'll go. We have a local orchard here. There's a local orchard over in that area where we stayed at the cabin.
Yeah.
Oh, they have the best apple donuts. It's a place called Apple Hill, and every morning they make fresh apple donuts, and they have this appley glaze on them. People are standing in line at like 5 a.m. to get these donuts. And
I don't even know.
Okay,
what did we do while we were out there that we didn't make it there? Like, there were days where, I mean, I know Sonia and Jill were having pancake breakfast, but we could have went and had apple donuts. Like, come on.
What Jill was supposed to, you can blame that on Jill. Jill was supposed to go one morning and pick up Apple Hill donuts. It was going to be a surprise. And
surprise.
So there you go.
Yeah, so
we got nothing.
So I got
but we had all them English muffins to eat, Jimmy.
Hold on, right now.
Okay, you're gonna message Jill right now, live on the air.
I'm gonna message her right now. No, okay. Apple Hill, right? Where's our
Apple Hill donuts?
What happened to our Apple Hill
donuts? This is really gripping audio.
How do you spell donuts?
DONUTS. Hey, while you're doing that, I'm going to go into a couple of comments of the week. We had, last week was our 19th episode. My favorite comment of the week had to have been from our good friend Dan in Demand. And he said that he didn't bother listening until recently because he didn't figure we would make it this far either. So he wasn't going to invest his time. And
I don't blame you, Dan. I don't blame you. But please tell us that you're catching up to the episodes now. It's been halfway decent.
And a couple of people did catch a comment that I made.
And so
And
I questioned
whether I
Ken's
was like,
motives.
if I was catfishing him or something like that,
Well,
that we were.
like Jimmy Fallon will do a bit where he talks to football players and be like, well, during your press conference, can you just say this word in your press conference, right? And so they'll be talking and they'll make sure to drop, and he does a video of them showing them dropping that word in their press conference. So I
Yes.
felt like Ken was doing that to me, dropping words in the podcast to see if I noticed.
So you'll have to go back if you didn't listen to or watch episode 19. You go back and see if you can catch the one that got by Jimmy.
It did get by me.
And and Janelle, a good friend Janelle over there, FJ Treasures,
Yep.
Kraft Macaroni and Cheese. Now you're talking. Our new sponsor of the show. Well, they don't know they're the
They
sponsor
don't
of the
know they're
show.
the sponsor.
I'm kind of doing this whole reverse thing. I figure if I show their product, then they'll be like, because I'm sure somebody at the Kraft Corporation is listening to the Reseller Clickbait podcast, and they're going to be like,
We should not have anything
look at look, at least 90 people every week are seeing this. The sales are going to go through the roof.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
they placed us right between Ghostface Flips and Commonwealth Hudson. I mean, and they got Fleet Frank sitting out in front. What other better advertising could you ask for?
That's premium space right there.
I mean, I love that we're getting these. You were just coming up with. I need to come up with a mascot because you got Commonwealth Hudson, you got Ghostface, Screamface, or Old School Screamface, and you got or Ghostface, whatever I said. Old School Ghostface, and you got Fleet Frank. You are coming up with mascots left and right. I had my Cricket, but he's a no-show.
That's right. He was a one-hit wonder of the show. The only guest that we've had on the show, and he's never coming back.
He's never coming back.
We did have a lot of people ask us about if we were going to start to have guests. We had talked about that. And yes, we are. We're going to do that. We're going to do some lives. We're going to expand our horizons here on the Reseller Clickbait podcast.
Maybe Dan in Demand would be somebody that.
There's a good thought right there.
The person that left a comment, maybe Nick. I don't know. Possible.
Yeah. There's a number of people there. Rick. Resell to Rome.
Wait, what? Rick or Nick?
Nick.
Yeah,
what did I say?
I think you said Rick because of Resell to Rome. I don't.
Oh, Rick. Resell to Gnome. Resell to Gnome. Rick over there.
That might be something though. Resell to Gnome.
To Gnome. Now, would you do that as a global shipping program, or would you do that with international flat rate? If you were shipping to Nome. Watch this segue, Jimmy.
Speaking of
shipping,
and the whole
and the rates.
This time of year, everybody's up in a roar.
Yes.
And the thing is, it's every year. For those of you that are new to reselling, write this down. The rates.
Wait, hold on. Let me get a pen.
Go up every year this time of year. So, if it's your first year and you're just getting into this, you're gonna be like, what? Huh? And then by year 4, you're like, oh, it's part of it. It goes up every single year. Now, I saw a video by Flippin' Hippos, someone Star that I watch.
Yes.
She's the one that I love it when I learn something from a video, I want to make sure I give the credit. I watched her video about how pirate ship, some of the rates are not going up on pirate ship. Now, are we gonna break it down? And break down numbers. No, I'll link her video down below. She does some amazing math, and I'm kind of joking with her. I saw her trying to do the math. That told me I'm not trying to do no math because I was confused by her math, and I think she was confused by her math. She even said, "Don't comment down below if I was wrong." It was a good little joke. So, what are your thoughts on that? Because you've seen it a couple of years now too, and how are you going to handle the fact that pirate ship rates might not go up? What are some of the what's the word, like, how are you gonna
strategies?
What's the strategy you're gonna use with pirate ship, since there's possibility that some of their rates are not gonna go up?
Well, I'm not going to get into the whole math of things. Of course, we don't math here on
We
the
don't do
Reseller
math.
Clickbait podcast. But just to kind of recap, the USPS, the United Postal Service, they put a holiday rate. They increased the rates during the holiday season. This year, it is from October 2nd to January 22nd. They are increasing the rates across pretty much all of the rates. My strategy, I do most everything at a flat rate. And I don't mean flat rate like priority mail. When you are listing something, you have the option of doing a calculated shipping or a flat rate to the buyer. Okay. And that's what I'm talking about when I say flat rate.
So like,
and so
if they buy something first class in a certain weight, you charge them $4, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I input that amount that I'm charging. And so anybody across the board, that's what they're going to pay regardless of zones.
Yeah.
Now, in these new rates, those prices are going up. In certain zones, on certain weights, they're going to go up anywhere from like, say, 25 cents to 40 cents.
Yeah.
And so if you are doing a flat rate, you should be okay. eBay's calculated shipping should take that all into consideration, and the buyer's just going to pay. But if you do that flat rate kind of strategy or scenario that you and I both do, you just have to be mindful. You have to look at your listings, or know that if you're charging, too much, that you will have something that you normally would have charged $4 for you might get charged $4.25. You might get charged $4.40, something like that. So just look at it. And then also I would say look into pirate ship. If you're only using the USPS, or if you're only doing your postage through the eBay app.
Yeah.
And we're talking eBay because that's the only platform that we usually sell on. I'm not sure how Macari and Poshmark and all the others deal with it.
The price increases will be reflected on the eBay app. You will see them go up. If you're buying your labels through eBay, you will see them increase
when that starts on October 2nd. So anything that you've listed before that, just be mindful. Check out Pirate Ship.
Yes.
That's a good place to buy postage. They have discounted rates, and they are not going to raise postage in certain categories.
Yep.
Like if you do any priority mail flat rate envelopes, like we use a lot of, I don't use the flat rate boxes, like large flat rate. If it fits, it ships, that stuff. But I do use the bubble mailers, the flat rate bubble mailers for a lot of stuff.
Yep.
So if you're going through Pirate Ship, they're not going to increase on those rates. Regional boxes, if you use a regional A or regional B, they're not going to increase the rates on that up to a zone 6. Some of this, you'll have to look into yourself. I'm not going to explain zones and stuff, and then most of the priority mail cubic and their weight-based shipments up to zone 6 are not going to be affected by the increase. Pirate Ship has apparently, I'm going to assume, negotiated rates that they're not going to increase. So just as an option that we'll throw out there to be helpful, whether you're a veteran reseller or if you're starting new, check into Pirate Ship. And
so this is not a paid endorsement by any means. Like, I know it almost sounds that way. Not yet.
Next week I'll have my whole pirate regalia on, and I'll be
he's in contract negotiations right now to become the mascot for Pirate Ship. He's growing here, and actually, I'm not gonna. Like, I had a bad joke go through my head that I'm not gonna do.
Oh, come on, Jimmy.
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
So it's not a paid endorsement, but if you're a reseller and you sell on eBay and you're shipping a lot of stuff through UPS now as well, through UPS or USPS, the United States Postal Service, Pirate Ship has always been a good option to check. Like, go over there.
Yes.
And I've always said, especially if it's over 2 pounds, you want to go over to Pirate Ship and compare pricing. Well, now, especially on priority mail stuff, when October 2nd hits, I'm going to start double checking pirate ship for everything now to compare to see if their rates are now better than eBay's labels that I pay for, that I buy right now. So I'm going to be watching that. So that's kind of my strategy for it, is I'm going to compare pricing. And if I see that the stuff that's under 2 pounds is still cheaper on eBay, then I'll stop checking it as much. But if you're not using pirate ship, I highly recommend going over to pirate ship, creating an account. It's free, and you get a really good discount on shipping. And I've always said, Dan, the answer man, his wife Krista, she started using it now, and I always said everybody should have pirate ship.
Yes,
everybody should be using it, because she was like, oh my gosh, I used UPS to ship something on pirate ship, and I saved so much money. Because when you walk into the store, you're going to pay 3 times as much sometimes than pirate ship.
Yes.
So
exactly.
pirate ship is a great tool for everybody.
That's, and I was a little slow on the uptake when I first heard about it. I was like, pirate ship? What kind of stupid name is that for, like, to get and then pirate ship. I get it. I see what they did there. That was clever.
They had fun with those words.
Jimmy, I want to back up a little bit. Go ahead and check your messages there.
Oh, okay.
I think you might have had a reply. But while you're doing that,
you are now. So now you're in the trouble.
I know.
She threw you under the proverbial bus.
She said that I told her not to get them. Lies. I'm calling you out, Jill. Jill, if for those of you that don't know,
well, Jill is my. I'm gonna. You know what I am gonna update us on is that TikTok from last week. Remember we talked about.
Oh yeah.
So it was at. I got it written down right here. It was at 77.4.
Yes.
77,400 last week.
1 week later.
No, not even a week, because we recorded on Friday.
That's true.
4 days. Wait, 5 days later.
See, we don't math.
We don't math. 5 days later. At 5 days later, guess how many views it has now?
Okay, wait. It was at 77,000. I'm going to say 132,000.
112,000.
112,000.
So
50.
Do math.
I don't know. 50,000. Is that?
No.
Yes.
That's not right. Because it was only 20. It was 22 away. 22 and a half away. Plus 12.
Wait, I think I was close. Wait, how many does it have right now?
112. So there's 12. And then it was 23 away from 100. So that's
3,500.
35,000.
35,000.
Not 50.
I don't know. 62,500. I don't know what that is.
That's why we don't do math, folks.
That's it.
Just call it 50,000 and call it good, right? All
yes.
my videos get 50,000 views.
50,000 likes.
And Ken's and Dog's math.
Yeah, I get millions. The dog started TikTok. You don't know that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
When?
I ran out of boxes. I don't know why. I looked down. This doesn't have anything to do with what we were just talking about.
That was like a squirrel moment.
It was. I
ran out of boxes. You're like, that's something.
Well, because we were going to talk a little bit about fourth quarter stuff and coming up and strategies as hints, tips, and suggestions. But one of the things that
we're not going to talk about buying boxes, are we?
Yeah, we are. I'm just going to say, but no. This is a good thing. This is my sales have been decent. I have been diligent about listing, and when you list, there is no substitute for listing in your eBay business or whatever you do, whatever platform you're on. I'm sure that it works.
Seller, that you hear
that's the number one tip.
You hear it all the time. It is not an opinion. It is fact.
Yes.
List. Your sales will go up. Sorry. Keep going.
Exactly. But I when I first started out, and for the longest time, when I have an eBay store, and with your store, you get a voucher or a coupon that you can buy shipping supplies from eBay.
Yep.
So there's another tip for newer resellers. If look into getting a store at whatever level that you think is appropriate. But I used to always in the core, I would buy some boxes or poly bags or whatever, and they would last me till the next quarter because I just wasn't shipping. And, and the last 2 quarters, I have ran out of boxes early and had to buy them full price without my coupon. But that's a good thing because that means I'm shipping. I'm shipping a lot, and so I don't mind paying that money. But I don't know why that even popped into my head there.
I actually appreciate you because now I'm going to talk nonstop for a little bit of time here about how I feel about boxes. Because if you
I'm going to go in the other room while you're talking about boxes.
You should take Ernie and Ghostface with you. You guys can go in the other room. My theory on box, well, I should say, I ship a lot of first class stuff, and when you ship first class, you have to use your own box or poly mailer or whatever. You can't use a priority one that you can get for free. So I buy a lot of boxes. I want to ship fast. I don't mind spending some change on a box if it means when I go to ship at night, I'm shipping fast. That's how I prefer it. Time is money type thing. I'd rather keep a shelf full of boxes that I bought than sit here having to run to Walmart or having to go to Walmart and ask for boxes, or because yesterday I shipped 15 things. I'm not going to go look for 15 boxes every night, right? So I just spent. I just filled my shelf with first class boxes and poly mailers, and I spent about $270. But I shouldn't have to worry for the entire fourth quarter.
Through the fourth quarter, which is...
I stocked my shelf completely full of bubble mailers and 4x4x4s and 8x6x4s and 6x6x4s and 8x8x8s and all the way up to a 12, because a lot of the action figures I sell will go in a 12x6x4. So all the way up to a 12x6x4, I completely stock my shelves. So anyway.
Yeah, and that's a good tip if you haven't ordered your supplies for fourth quarter. Sometimes that gets a little bit a sticky situation, especially if you do use. Now, Jimmy's talking mostly about first class and having to buy those size boxes. If you do ship a lot of priority boxes that you get free from the post office, which you can do, go to USPS.com and set up an account. You can get boxes there.
And that's for stuff over £1. I mean, and I say that because when I first started, I didn't completely understand that. And, if you're a new seller, maybe you don't fully understand why. Basically, the way I look at it is a priority mail box is for something that's over £1, and the box is kind of built in to the amount you're going to pay for shipping. You're going to pay more for priority mail shipping, but you can use the free boxes. So I look at it as I'm paying more, but the box is kind of built into the price. If you want, it's not exactly how it works, but it's kind of what in my head makes it make sense to me.
Yes.
Isn't saying a lot about it because there's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on in this head, but it can help me remember. It helped me remember why I can't use a priority mail box for first class because first class shipping is a lot cheaper. So, anyways, that was my little.
So, order some boxes.
I'm gonna make this request on the podcast for the thumbnail. Okay. I need a picture of you kind of like flying like you're flying through the air.
Okay.
And I need a picture that looks like Jill just threw you. And then I'll find a really good picture of a bus. That's the thumbnail. Because you were thrown under the bus.
That bus should be filled with Apple Hill donuts.
And the bus is gonna have apple donuts in there. Look at this, what I got.
Oh,
make sure you guys do this while you're watching. Hit that
like and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button if you're listening. We would appreciate it. Our viewership grows each week.
DC Cells, right? Is that who I got that from? I don't remember.
I think that is correct.
I won it. I'll link it down below because I won it in an auction, the memorial auction that we did. I won that in an auction. And
can you just hold that over your face for the rest of the show? Because put it down so the bill of your hat is like it's wearing your hat. No, the other way. Go down. There you go. Perfect. Okay. So welcome to So we were talking a little bit about fourth quarter and the sales, and that's coming up. If you're not ready, get ready now because it's a couple of weeks away. As you can see behind me here, I'm listing Christmas. My Halloween stuff is just like going crazy. And
that's the
I
thing,
listed blow molds today, and this little guy right here, I listed him a couple hours. It sold already.
nice.
It
I listed
just
a bunch of blow molds too. I
it's
sold a little angel, like 13-inch angel blow mold for $90. Sold
sweet.
I mean, like, and it was in a lot. I think there's a video that I bought it in, and it was the cheapest one, and I didn't even know. And it's like this super rare, really, just like that big blow mold that was $90 like that, and it was
That's sweet.
And it was the easiest one of them all to ship,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because blow molds, that's another thing with boxes. If you are listing bigger blow molds, like the big yard decoration ones, make sure you have a box around before you list it. We talked about that before with, like, say, golf clubs or golf bags or anything like that. If you are going to
because I made that,
if you're going to have those, you got to ship something, especially if you have 1 day handling time and that sale comes in late in the day and you're out scrambling to get, your shipping packed and stuff. Make sure you have that box before you list it, put it out. Don't use it for something else. Man, we're just being ultra resellery.
Well, since we are like
resellery, is that a word?
Resellery. That's like, is that a fruit? Is that a snack? Like,
that's like with peanut like peanut. You ever dip recelery in peanut butter?
I don't like recelery at all. It's absolutely disgusting to me. But so, like, there's recelery with there's celery with peanut butter on it. And some people dip it in ranch, but what would recelery have on it? Would it have like chewed up celery on the celery, so it's re-celery? That was terrible, but that's very. Is it celery that you bought at a yard sale and then you put it on your celery?
And you receleried your reselled. Is it resold? Reselded your recelery? I don't know.
You sold it because now the person that bought it is the reseller. We're way off course. So the fourth quarter, I just want to say this.
Yeah. Okay.
This will be my fourth quarter.
Is that?
My fourth quarter.
Fourth. Your 44th.
The first, so this will be is this my fifth? I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter that much.
You've been doing
last year was the first fourth quarter that I was really like, okay, because I had a lot of inventory listed. I had a lot of the right stuff listed and decorations. Yeah. Last year's fourth quarter was the first time I was ever like, oh my gosh, I'm selling so much more than I did during the rest of the year. So I got to hope for the same. I even have more listed now. I have probably 600 more listings than I did last year at this time. So I'm really hoping that it goes the same way.
And that is the key.
I will say the most controversial thing I'm going to say on this episode is yard sale season is ending soon. And I'm actually kind of ready for it to end. And I don't think I'd ever.
What? Wait, what? Hold on. The yard sale season,
I know.
That's what makes a reseller. That's okay.
I did a lot this yard, and that's not over because I'm going to Vegas, and there'll be a peak yard sale season there, and when I'm in Vegas.
So what are you doing? Let's talk what's your strategy when it's not yard sale season? Are you thrifting more? Or are you just listing that death pile? What are you doing?
I have a lot in my death pile, so I'll be working on that. And my goal is this winter to have that mostly listed.
Okay.
I will go to my thrift store once a week, and I do very well at my thrift store.
Yeah.
And I have my estate sale guy that I'll go to all his estate sales.
So do they still run a lot of estate sales in the winter?
Yes. Yeah. All year round.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been going to him a lot because yard sales, and he runs his sales while there's yard sales. I did just go to one of his sales, and that video is coming out soon, and I did really well. So I'll be going to more of his estate sales regularly. Like I will go to every week instead of missing them like I do every once in a while. And the thrift store, and I think I'll be fine. I know I'll be fine. I have so much right now.
I miss yard sales. See, I have tons in my death pile. Yeah, I did very well this yard sale season so far with and the one thing as I progress here in my reseller career, I guess you would say, is I bought better this year. Items, more profit, less projects. I went with that theory. I left a lot of stuff behind. Maybe it was some money, but I didn't have to.
Every time you talk about projects, I think of you just gluing your chin to your chest with super glue.
Yeah. See, that's another good reason I'm running out of skin on my. Hey, look, here's a Santa Beard update here. Since we're talking about my neck and my facial features,
it's coming in, man.
So, well, I'm at the point. There's kind of different stages. When I really, I always have a beard.
Yeah.
But I usually keep it trimmed down. So, kind of when I'm going to Santa Beard, you kind of go like initially, you kind of just get scruffy,
Yeah.
And then right now, I'm kind of into that. I'm into that surly stage. You kind of go from scruffy to surly, and then all of a sudden, one day you're Santa, So you go from like, you look like, all sort of like you should be working on the, Gorton's fisherman boat or something like that. Get me to jolly old Saint Nick.
You look like the pirate ship mascot. Yeah, I got you.
I'm gonna show up one of these days on the show. Well, next week I'll be dressed like a pirate, but maybe the following week after that, I'll do a Santa Beard preview.
He's gonna show up with an eye patch next week. He takes this. I know him well enough now to know that
I take it seriously. So yeah, yard sale season is almost over, and that bums me out.
It does me
I am going to some good sales tomorrow though. So we record this on a Wednesday, so tomorrow is a Thursday, and there's a big tag sale they're calling this one a tag sale. They usually don't use that term around.
Right?
Yeah, no, a tag sale. Well, sometimes estate sales call it a tag sale, but it's also really just kind of like a yard sale sort of a thing. But it's at a university building, and it's to raise money for
you just like run around and you're it. Is that what those are?
Reseller tag sale. Ooh, I'm gonna make
what if you do it like we put a bunch of really good items in the sale.
Yes.
But if you get tagged, you have to hand it over to the person that tagged you. Shut the front door. I would lose because I can't run. But if we got younger crowd to get involved, reseller tag sale where, look, he's got a single stitch shirt all over print. I got to go run and tag him so I can get that shirt.
And you get that shirt.
And now you're it.
which is like fair, not unlike your most recent video where that guy stole them shirts from you.
Yeah.
And of course, I didn't see in that video where you guys had actually, hooked up later in the day and, were just all buddy and brushed each other hair.
Yeah. I actually asked, he had really long, they both had really long hair.
Go check out Jimmy's.
On that day, they asked me if I would comb their hair and I was like, sure, why not? So
check out Jimmy's latest video over there on Old School Flips.
I didn't make it back to
the cabin, and that's when we had Apple Hill Donuts. Was right there.
How that goes down.
All right. So, in summary, Jimmy, what did we learn today? We learned about our fantasy football league, and the over/under is set at 12 weeks for when Ken will actually get the intro video done.
We're terrible.
We talked about. Very bad at math.
Old School Ghost Faced plus Commonwealth Hudson equals Ghostbusters Ernie Hudson.
Yes. And only one, the 19th, which is maybe I can get like whatever network to sponsor that's doing the Quantum Leap. I think that's on Monday, the 19th. So the night that this comes out, if you listen to this podcast on Monday, check your local listings that evening, the new Quantum Leap series starts. Check it out. So we got that. We learned that Jimmy has crazy stuff going through his head. We talked about the fourth quarter boxes. Boxes are always a gripping subject for everybody to hear about.
Get killed for actually buying boxes. Like, people are going to tear me apart in the comments.
Hey, but you know what? They'll be boxless. They'll be sitting there ready to do their shipping this fourth quarter. Their sales will go nuts, and they won't have a box, and they'll go. Should have listened to Jimmy. My philosophy in reselling, WWJD. What would Jimmy do? That's what.
I mean, it works for me.
That's what I go with. So
we also learned about a new YouTube channel, Rick, over at Reseller to Gnome.
Resell to Gnome.
Yeah, we learned about Rick.
That's right.
So go check out Rick over at Resell to Gnome. We learned about that.
We're sorry, Nick. It's actually Nick.
We learned about the why we didn't get the donuts, and someone's lying to me. And
yeah, I think there's a new text in there, but we'll discuss that one afterwards. So
either way,
don't forget,
hit by a bus in a thumbnail. That's for sure.
If you're listening to so next week we'll have the fantasy football recap, and then we will have the Quantum Leap recap. And so check us out next week on the not next week when check us out on Monday. I don't know how to even say that.
Yeah,
hey, it's
by the time they're watching this, they'll want to watch next week to see that. Yes.
Yeah, and the fantasy league will be over for that week and all that. So check us out on the Reseller Clickbait podcast.